There's a really beautiful, I'm hearing story that's unfolding. I was going to say message that I have for you today, but as soon as I was about to say that, I heard story that's unfolding for you. That feels right. So, I will begin by not telling you anything new, but just reminding you of what it is that you already know. One of those things is that you're always shifting timelines consistently. You're shifting timelines. The message that came through was 144. That could be a significant number for you, but it was you anchoring into a new timeline and staying steady within yourself as you witness reality reconfigure to correspond and mirror the internal transformation that's happened within you. Now, when I talk about transformation, that's just a place of coherence that you've arrived at. That's a welcome home that you've arrived at. That is you have remembered yourself within the construct. Consciousness has woken up within the construct. And once a fractal awareness becomes conscious of itself, it becomes conscious awareness. It not only begins to behave very differently in this construct, but I'm seeing reality also begins to behave very, very differently in how it bends to your will, how it bends to your intention. As you remember yourself as being more non-physical than you are physical, as well as this construct being far more malleable than you were conditioned to believe. So, the second thing was don't be afraid to leave something behind, because the release actually leads to a transmutation effect that takes place, and letting go isn't a loss, but instead it creates space. Okay, letting go may feel like the foundation beneath you that you've known within your comfort zone begins to shake, because that almost was like an earthquake energy, but it actually allows energy which is not created nor destroyed, but instead it transforms itself to transform into something else that's going to be in alignment with you at this stage of your evolution journey. That's what it is. It came through a scene where I had forgotten something, right? Forgotten. So it could have been something that you've left behind or something that feels like that you're leaving behind. But really, in actuality, I'm hearing in the soul's reality, that collapses back into infinite potential. The waveform exists when it's observed. When it's something that's no longer within your vicinity, it collapses back into pure infinite potential. And that energy reconfigures itself, it transforms itself and downloads into something else that's going to be in accordance, I'm hearing, with you at this stage of your evolution. So don't be afraid of that ebb and flow. Don't be afraid to release in order to make room to receive. At this stage, that's just remembering yourself as a highly abundant being and the alchemist that you are. The next message was the Knight of Pentacles archetype. So I'll go ahead and show you the Knight of Pentacles. We're just going to run through these because I've got different downloads that I want to share, and then we're going to do a reading around it. But the Knight of Pentacles here is known as the entertainer, right? So you see him like juggling these strawberries here. So there he is. And this is about grounding becoming. So it's a steady embodiment of your next self. It's not a version of self that you're rushing to become. It's something that you're anchoring into. I'm hearing it's actually, it's you allowing the higher self to anchor into you, anchor it throughout your entire organism to become the physical embodiment of the higher self. What would that look like to walk amongst this construct as your higher self in physical form? How would the higher self respond to, I'm hearing, this series of events that's going to unfold? Because you're transforming into another version of self right now. It's very much identity upgrade type of energy. So you're not just changing externally first, right? Because I'm seeing it as there is a glow up that you're going through, but it's been an internal glow up that's happened, and now reality is just following and matching up and catching up with that fact. Then I saw 333, which was confirmation that there is major growth. 333 in my angel number message deck is actually stepping into your highest of potentials. That message has been coming through a lot. So I'm seeing it as alignment that's happening and you're in sync with your path. Then I saw traction and tire marks, which was the resistance. If you think about like tire marks or etchings, right? and then that pushing up against the road. I was seeing that being similar to the soul's journey, where the obstacles of the physical dimension or the resistance that you face actually end up becoming the very reason for your etheric I'm hearing evolvement, but elevation specifically. Okay, like the obstacles that you go through or what appears to be like a challenge actually ends up becoming a huge opportunity for etheric growth and exploration. So it's giving you the grip to actually move forward. It's giving you the spiritual stamina to actually discover who you are within this construct, and that also bleeds into all constructs. This is one of the densest planes to navigate, so you're doing better than you think. I also saw a new layer, so something comes quicker than you think. Space is being created immediately through this remembrance, and the moment that you realize this and remember this, you instantaneously create that room, and reality responds fast to that. So I was seeing this. These were my notes that I wrote down. I said, you don't wait long in this energy, you receive something shortly after. I was seeing somebody leave something behind where they're not actually ever leaving something behind. That energy is just now collapsing back into the infinite field of potential, and it transforms itself and downloads into something else that will be of assistance to the soul, experiencing itself in form at this stage of its journey, okay, within this coordinate, within space-time. So it's like a gift that arrives and an offering from the universe. This could be a path that opens up. It could be a path that's being supported, but regardless, it's extremely conducive for you. So you're not losing anything. Instead, you're making space. Let's pull a Cosmos Oracle message for this. It feels like that space is magnetic, and it's upon the release that becomes a very force that accelerates your ability to receive what's next. Okay, I'm hearing your capacity to receive what's next. Let's see what's next. X-rays. X-rays talks about doctors trust what the X-ray shows them, even though the human eyes can't see it. So it talks about looking further than the human eyes can and looking at this situation from the lens of the soul, which is remembering yourself as an energy being. And I'm hearing this world being the realm of energy, oscillating in a very slow, dense wave, which brings us the illusion of physicality. So that steady slowness is actually moving through faster than you think. There's something really fluid that's moving through this dense plane. I'm just seeing the moment that something collapses. But it's the moment that infinite potential collapses into form. I mean, this reading is very quantum, and this is being derived from the DNA. I'm hearing it's being extracted from the DNA. It feels like something that is literally downloading into you. So that could come through demonstratable gifts. Okay, there's something that you're remembering. It's like the soul is, oh, this is uploaded or downloaded into this avatar. This is a gift that I've carried across lifetimes that I'm pulling in from the field, from the morphic genetic field, which is a projection. It's holographic DNA, okay, in the system. It's how the non-physical manifests into form. But there's something in which you're retrieving at this stage. It may be data, it may be information, it may be a remembrance. It feels like you're picking up where you left off. I'm hearing it's a story across lifetimes. It's a saga across lifetimes. You also have stratosphere, which talks about your role as a protector on this earth. And then you have magnetic field. So intention. Your intention is extremely magnetic. The things in which you're here that you intend to create here will end up becoming extremely magnetic in their own way because they're infused with this essence. Let's go ahead and take a look at. I'm hearing magnetic in the way that they're impactful, magnetic in the way that it causes this ripple of remembrance. Stratosphere. Perfect balance, certainty, and protection. Support, guidance, shelter, and perseverance and harmony. The stratosphere fulfills the role of a protector for all forms of life on planet Earth. At its highest point, you can find the ozone layer, which is responsible for absorbing the sun's ultraviolet rays. Strato means layer, and it's a space of perfect dynamic balance. Okay, the energy, and this is a 333 portal, right? So look, activate 333 portal. The message that was just coming through was, you know what's reactivating? The lens of the soul. That's what this is. I'm seeing it as third eye, so I'm definitely going to pull a gateway of the light activation message because it's from there. But the third eye can tune, it's your primary antenna and your multi-dimensional perception system. So it allows you to tune into what's happening in dimensions beyond what it is at the human eyes or avatar or carbon-based life form eyes, dimension limited avatar, right? That the timeless consciousness, eternal being that you are, has incarnated in, is seated within as a conduit to be able to experience, express, and play and create within this dimensional plane. Is designed to streamline infinite potential. And the moment that you doubt your own divinity is a moment that it disrupts and interrupts that flow of life force being able to flow through you and freely into everything that you do. But the remembrance is, I'm hearing not the subtraction, because nothing is ever eliminated in this system, but it's the alchemization, it's the transformation of those belief systems. You're recognizing, oh, that was a perceived limitation that I had adopted from enter the blank space, ancestral bloodline, the conditioning of the world. Just to remember how powerful I was in the end. So this is a remembrance. I'm hearing a pattern of remembrance that's happened across lifetimes. You have a pattern. I'm hearing great pattern recognition across lifetimes. So you've done this enough times for it to create some type of algorithm. Okay, you've done this enough times. Like, you've remembered yourself upon many constructs, amongst many constructs. And you've been able to navigate them through this level of awareness, this level of remembrance. I keep hearing the words eligibility and legitimate. Eligible. So it feels like you're eligible or able to access certain timelines now because you've returned to the knowledge that's available to us all, right? That we're all returning to. We're all children of light learning to return to that wisdom once again. Let's take a look at that keyword. Eligible. Eligible means qualified, suitable, or allowed to be chosen, accepted, or participate. There's a different way that you're participating in this construct. I'm hearing there's an offering of some kind. If you're eligible for something, it means you meet the conditions or requirements for. So there's some type of, you meet the criteria to join a certain dimensional layer of this earth where you're in this world, but you're experiencing a completely different version of it because of the filter of perception you're viewing reality through. You're creating from the crown, I'm hearing. Okay, you're creating from the crown, not just the third eye, because the third eye is you seeing yourself in this construct for what it is, but the crown is like you actually being able to create and remembering yourself as a creator on this construct. So you're creating from a place of oneness, you're creating from a place of remembering your interconnectedness to all things, because you can only access what's up here when you first access what's in here, right? That's super interesting. Yeah. And again, that eligibility isn't just external, but it's you feeling finally kind of ready to claim to experience all it is that this world has in store for you as you're seated in this remembrance. Instead of asking like if you're allowed to have this, it's more of a, well, am I aligned with this? Super interesting. So that could be the protection. I mean, when we talk about the role of the protector, to protect yourself is unconditional love. It's to unconditionally accept yourself. Your awareness is a form of protection. Okay, your awareness is a form of protection. So being aware in this construct, yeah. Okay, enjoy the ease, peace, and protection that it brings you. Life as we know it would not be possible without it. Life as we know it would not be possible without it. Enjoy the ease. I just want to say welcome back home. You know, that's what this is. It's just a welcome home. Like, if we're vibing here, halls of learning, that's your gateway of the light activation message. Spirit guides, confirmation, great lesson. So this is a beautiful story that's unfolding. It was the story of how you would remember yourself. It's not about escaping this world, but it's about seeing through the illusion. And the illusion is anything is separate from you in this plasma universe. The table, the chair, anything is separate from you. That's the illusion. That I am separate from you and not a projection of your own subconscious mind. Okay, so yeah, huge confirmation. This talks about a mystery school in the astral realm. Okay, so this is being directly connected with the wisdom of source. You are on the path to great learning. Spiritual beings are drawing close to you. If you're facing challenging or difficult circumstances or have moved through such a time, you're being called to review what you've learned about yourself. If you're still feeling overwhelmed by a certain event or asking why it happened, call on source or your guides to reveal to you the pattern, trauma, or wound that has contributed to this challenge. If you aren't experiencing challenging energy, the reason is that you've made huge progress on your spiritual journey, so much so that your perspective has shifted and that you can view every challenge as a window of opportunity. The halls of learning gateway indicates that your spiritual gifts are developing during this time. The gift is you and your connection to yourself while being a master in this system. Moving through the system in a state of coherence. So, can this hold space for all that this experiences, but then can also observe as the awareness behind it? This always does. It doesn't doubt or try to reject what moves through here. Simply observes it and becomes aware of it. And in doing so, it changes its relationship. So, welcome home. I'm gonna love and leave you right there. It's a free flow and you've got this. Like, if this is something that you've made too up until this point, I don't need to say anything else. This is it. Knight of Pentacles. There's a different total way that you're going to be experiencing this story unfold up until this point. It's a new lifetime within this lifetime. You've done this before. What am I to say? So, yeah, that's going to be it. It's a continuous line drawing. That's what it is. Reality is not static. It's a continuous summation of infinite quantum paths, each encoded as a wave of possibility. Now, which one will you choose to collapse? If you're not already subscribed, do consider subscribing. I'd love to have you around, especially because this was just a chill free flow. And personal reading details are also down below. Also check out 𝓬𝓪 if you're looking for some high quality AAA grade gemstones. $1 of the proceeds are donated towards 𝓬𝓪 sanctuaries. So you have 2 discount codes found in the description box. And until next time, bye.